Hi folks, welcome to my revised Open4 tutorial, a quick run through of how to install and use Open4 and also the mod folders. I'll try and cover this as quick as possible, but I'm going to cover a few frequently asked questions along the way as well. Now this tutorial will be for 2.6.4 version of Open4. I assume you've downloaded it and installed it, and you've created a shortcut on your desktop. Now you may or may not have that shield on there. That shield indicates that that program needs administrator rights to run. So when you double click on it, Windows tells you that the user account control. Just click no for the time being. If you've not got that shield, there's two ways to allow Open4 to run with administrative rights. Right click on it, and you can click Run as Administrator, and that will give you the option to allow the program to run with administrative privileges just once, or if you want to set it to permanently request administrative privileges, you can go down to Properties, click on Compatibility, and then put a tick in that box down there, Run this program as an administrator, and then click Apply and then OK. So that gives the program administrative privileges. Basically what you're doing there by clicking yes is you're allowing the program Open4 to modify files in folders other than the folder that Open4 is installed in, and that's just a protection that Windows User Account Control affords you. So click yes. Now this of course will be Grand Theft Auto 5 Windows version, so we'll click that. You will need to specify where your GTA 5 executable is. You need to tell Open4 where your GTA 5 executable is. Now in order to do that, if you haven't done it already, hit Tools or F4, Options, and then you want the Game tab, and that tells you that'll either be blank if you've not specified it, or as you can see I've specified my location there. Now this is for the Steam copy. Now you may be wondering, where on earth does Steam install GTA 5? Well, there's a quick and easy way to find that out. Open up Steam, there we go, go to Library, then find Grand Theft Auto 5, right click, Properties, and then you want Local Files. And there you go, you've got Browse Local Files. It opens up a Windows Explorer window, and then just click on the navigation bar up there. That should highlight the address for you. Right click, copy, then close that down. Just before I leave here, verify integrity of game cache. If you break, move, misplace, damage, corrupt any of your Grand Theft Auto files and you need fresh copies, you need to click that button, and basically Steam will then examine your game files, identify missing ones or corrupt ones, and then it'll re-download off the servers, re-download those files and get your game back working. That's the theory. As a consequence of that, you will lose any modifications to any of the files that you've made, any of the stock game files, basically, because Steam will see that they've been modified and download unmodified versions. But it will get your game back if you've broken it somehow. So if you remember, we've copied our address for the Grand Theft Auto directory. You want to hit Change Directory. Then again, click on the bar up there, right click, now paste, enter, and that will take you to your folder, and then you can just select folder. It'll say you need to restart. Okay, close, and then we shall restart. So there we go, back in Open4. So once you've specified where your Grand Theft Auto folder is, hopefully it should open up automatically within that folder. The second thing, very important thing you need to do, is make sure you've got the ASI and ASI loader installed. So you go up to Tools, then you're on ASI Manager. As you can see, I've already got mine installed. If you haven't got them installed, they will be blue like that and say not installed. Fairly self-explanatory. And it's literally a case of click install or uninstall. And just show you what those two files look like. We'll get our Windows Explorer window here. And dinput8.dll. That's the ASI loader. Go Open4.ASI. That's Open4.ASI. Open4.ASI enables you to load your modified game files. Without Open4.ASI, it can't load the modified game files, and Grand Theft Auto will try and sort of boot up normally. It would see the modified game files and go, whoa, hold on, these files are corrupt. And it will probably either just crash or not work, or try and re-download non-modified files. So you need Open4.ASI. In order to run Open4.ASI, you need the ASI loader, which is dinput8. So that's why That step is quite important. ASI Manager, check that both the ASI loader and Open4.ASI are installed. Right, so on with modifying some files. Now in Open4 2.6.4, you can use a thing called a mods folder. Now as you can see, I've created a mods folder all the way up there. It's literally just a folder, an empty folder called mods. It has to be called mods, M-O-D-S, and it has to be all lowercase. And in that folder, you want to put the game files that you want to modify. So as you can see, I've got update in there, which contains update RPF and x64. That is just a complete carbon copy of this folder here. Now, one thing that's quite important is the location of the files in the mods folder has to be the same as if it was in your GTA 5 main directory. So if you imagine mods is actually called GTA 5, then it has to be the same. So for example, it's quite difficult to explain really, but for example, everything starts at the directory where GTA 5 sits. So this is your starting point. So as you can see, in this directory, you've got a folder called update, and then it goes to, we'll use x64 as an example, and then data, and then error codes, etc., etc. So that path up there, GTA 5, update, x64 data, error codes, needs to be exactly the same from that point onwards. So if you go over to the mod folder, like so, mods, you've got update, x64, data, error codes. See, the path's exactly the same, but you've just moved it up a directory, if you like. So that path from the mods folder onwards needs to be the same all the way through, the same directory tree. So I'll possibly not explain that very clearly, for which I apologise, but so basically your directory structure for your modified files within your mods folder needs to be identical to the same file within the GTA 5 folder. Now, the reason the mods folder exists is to enable you to modify your game files within the mods folder and leave your existing stock game files as they are. Don't modify those. So all your modifications want to take place on files within the mods folder. Now obviously when you create the folder, there's nothing in it. So if, for example, I'm going to in a minute install a mod that involves a lot of files within the update folder, that's why I've copied the entire update folder and I've pasted it in the mods folder in there. And then I will install the mod on top of the files within here, leaving the files in the games update folder, leaving those as stock. Now, what that means you can do is, if you go to your ASI manager and uninstall Open4.ASI, now when you run the game, Open4 won't step in and load the modified files, and Grand Theft Auto will just carry on and load the non-modified files. So as far as modifications that have taken place using Open4 are concerned, they won't exist, basically, so you'll run the game as stock. Now, of course, this doesn't include things like ScriptHook and LSPDFR and other things, other mods. This just concerns mods installed with Open4. Now, the really handy thing about that is that basically just by opening Open4 and uninstalling or installing Open4.ASI, you can switch on and off your modifications. So back to the actual modding, open our mods folder. Now, a couple of things. You can play about with these folders and files all day long. Currently, nothing will happen unless you're in edit mode. As you can see, I could right-click on that. I can't delete it. Even if I were to mash the delete key, nothing. If I want to modify those files, you need to be in edit mode. So go up to the edit mode on the top right there. Click edit mode, and you'll get a warning saying, whoa, be careful. Click yes. So everything you do now is live. So again, if you right click, you've got a delete option. If you hit your delete key, you'll just start deleting stuff. But the beauty of working in the mods folder scenario is if you screw these files up, that's basically your copy you're working on. You've still got your original game files that you can make a fresh copy of and put them in your mods folder. So it kind of removes the risk a little bit. Drag and drop. Now, a lot of people, including myself, unfortunately, have major issues with drag and drop, it not working. I can't fix that. I've researched it and other people have had the same issue. I have a sneaking suspicion it's because Grand Theft Auto is installed on a different drive to where Open4 is installed. Certainly in my case. Now, I've not tried having them both installed on the same drive to see if that fixes it or not. Unfortunately, you can't choose where to install Open4. It's a fixed install location on C drive. But thankfully, there are other methods of replacing files. Somewhat more long-winded, but you can do it. Right, I shall demonstrate some of the other methods available in place of drag and drop to replace files and install mods. So on update RPF, then common, then data, and now some of the files or the modifier in this hierarchy here, this level here. So if you want to replace just one file, for example, cloud keyframes XML, just right click on it, and there's an option for replace. Again, make sure you're in edit mode, because if you're not in edit mode, just turn that off. If you're not in edit mode, when you right click on it, you haven't got an option for replacing. So make sure you're in edit mode. So right click on that, hit replace. And now you can navigate to your replacement file. Now I've actually unzipped my mod into a folder that I've called store, just so it's nearby, close at hand. It's Visual 4, update RPF, common, data, cloud keyframes. Click on that, select the file, open. That's that file modified. Now obviously I've got sort of 6 or 7 files here that I want to modify. That's going to take a while. So the second way of doing it is up here, you've got green button, looks like a first aid symbol. Click on that, and again, it's remembered where I was in my store folder. So these are my modified files that I want to install. Just select all those, then click open. And again, they're all modified now, so that's this level done. So the next level is in the levels folder. Levels, and GTA 5, and then we want to replace the time and weather XML. We've got weather. I think this mod includes some additional files, so that's not a problem. So again, we'll click on the thing there, levels, GTA 5. We'll select those like that, and then click open. So they're modified now. The next ones we want to modify are in time cycle, all the various time cycles. So we'll go back here, time cycle. Again, green button. Again, back up this hierarchy here to where are we? Common data time cycle. So common data time cycle. Select all the files. Open. You can see all the various file sizes changed there, so it's definitely working, so that's good. And again, back over to my zip file, see where the next files are. In UI, pause menu.xml. So UI, pause menu XML. Again, we've just got the one file, so I'll probably do the right click again like that. Data, UI, pause menu, open. Basically, the way I operate in terms of replacing mods is I go through the mod up a particular path, up a particular directory tree, and then I replace files as I come to them. So that's why I've done those first, and then I start at the top here and I work down. So that way I can remember what I've replaced and what I've not replaced. So we'll go back, and then we're in X64 is the next branch. I want X64 movies, and then Rockstar logos.bik. So I shall go back over here. And it's update RPF X64, and then movies, and that again just one file. So we do the right click. It's up to you which you choose. 64 movies, Rockstar Big. Okay, and the next file I want to replace is textures. I think these are additional files: graphics in Sky Dome, textures. And then we'll do that like that. X64 textures. Select those 2 files. Open. And let me check. I think that is it for my mod. Yes, it is. So that's my mod installed. So that's the basic run through. Key things to remember: tell Open4 where your Grand Theft Auto executable is. Again, just quickly run through. Tools, options. Then it's the Games tab. Then change directory, and again you can locate your game directory via Steam, and also you need to have your ASI loader and your Open4.ASI installed in order for the game to load your modified files. But if you don't want the game to load your modified files, just uninstall Open4.ASI. So hopefully you found this helpful. Please share, please click like, and please subscribe, and I'll bring more Grand Theft Auto content. And don't be afraid to leave a comment down below if you've got any issues or you come unstuck somehow, and I or anybody else in the comments will try and help you out. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and be safe. Cheers.